Alright, so we went on a little toy hunting adventure to GameStop today. Some people had been popping some pictures online about things that were popping up in their local GameStops that this was not previously announced. The Stealth Iron Man, Invincible Iron Man from the Brian Michael Bendis run was, I think it had been briefly announced. And he does look way better than the pictures, however, we just got him. There were two of the Stealth Iron Mans there, and we actually went to an additional GameStop later just to check what they had, and they did have one of these that a young boy, probably 12-year-old boy, went and purchased while we were there, which was pretty cool to see. And they also had the Stealth Iron Man, and both stores had the 12-inch Ant-Man from Civil War that was a Build-A-Figure that they re-released. I always said I really wanted that Ant-Man if I'm going to get an Ant-Man. I just can't get excited about it. It's just the figure, I don't know. This guy comes with so much cool stuff. He's got the hands. You can see he's got his guns up here that go on his shoulders. This looks like I have to figure all this stuff out. And I guess those are probably ones that he holds. And then you can see, the first thing I'm going to do is twist him ever so slightly and get that aligned properly. So this is the War Machine Punisher. Now this, let's see what it says on the back, actually. It says, after the fall of War Machine, Frank Castle acquires the highly weaponized armor and makes it his own. Which is pretty much, that's pretty good. You can see some of the box art. This was a Civil War II storyline. I think that's the same on both sides, yeah. A Civil War II storyline. So I'll go ahead and start opening him up here. There we go, cut the tape on this side. Yeah, so James Rhodes, he was killed by Thanos in the comic storyline Civil War II. Now, he is back through reasons. Through comic books, it's how they do things. He isn't back, and look at that cool little background thing. But for a while, Punisher took up the mantle, like it says. And what basically happened was, in Civil War II, there was a new Inhuman who had the power, slightly better, had the power to predict big events that were cataclysmic bad things, and so the Avengers took a select team out on a preemptive strike against Thanos, who had been locked away, and it's a whole long story. And it basically just completely went wrong. It was like She-Hulk, I think Spectrum was there, Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, Rhodey, and a few other people. And Rhodey I think what happened was Thanos punched a hole in his chest. And then he almost killed She-Hulk too. So it was, clearly that plan really backfired. To stop Thanos from striking before he did, because he ends up killing them all anyway. Well, not killing them all. Alright, let's go ahead and pop this guy out. So Punisher, Frank Castle, God, that is never going to be used again, wow. War Machine suit, and he takes it to, I believe he goes through New York, and he takes out mob people with it, which is pretty cool. Sweet. Alright, let's take a look at him. Now, I do believe, and I will go grab this figure in where is he? Just one moment, he's over there on the shelf. I do believe he is very similar to the Endgame War Machine that came out fairly recently. I think he's a little different. I'm kind of looking at him from a distance here. I'll bring him over in a sec so we can compare sizes and things. So yes, he looks great. He feels pretty solid. It looks like he's got maybe some stuff slots into the side here. It's going to be a lot of... Oh, I just popped... Wow, this is a lot of stuff here. Okay, so this piece that I just broke... Okay, so... Wow, Okay, so that snaps like that, and then... It goes... Wow, holy shit, guys. I think this may be the most accessories I've gotten with a figure in a while, so... I have not gotten that new... I don't know if that's right, I really couldn't tell you. I have not gotten the new Endgame War Machine that is the red and blue, and I guess silver. I have the Endgame gray one that came out in the first wave. I really don't know if I'm doing this right. who I'm pretty happy with. He doesn't have as many pop-out parts as the red and blue one, but wow, this is really, I have to be doing this the wrong way because it's not going in at all. There we go, that's slightly better. That doesn't look right, but whatever. So yeah, I have the Endgame. This is the first comic book War Machine, and he's not a regular War Machine. I really like the comic book figures that are, I guess you would call them off-kilter storylines, maybe. Looks like this pops in right here. Up, oh shoot, that gun piece just fell off. We're gonna just leave it. This pops in up top. Maybe. Maybe he goes on this side. Okay, so that gun goes on that side. And that means, where's the other one? This one must go on this side? I don't honestly know. That does not look right. Ah, shit. This should go in here. As you can see, the holes are different sizes, but the little things that are supposed to go in there are both square. My cat's gonna come and try and be in the video, probably. Oh, she might knock over this background. There we go. At least he's got that now. I'm genuinely not sure. He must hold this. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It looks kind of like an electric, let me get my cat out of here. An electric poker. Wow. That's why she had to go. Anyway, I need to cat-proof my house better. Okay, well, let's go ahead and ignore all of his extra pieces that I can't figure out right now. And look at what his actual body looks like. He looks pretty solid. He's got double-jointed knees, although they're pretty stiff. Well, they're not so bad. He can't kick his own butt, but he can get pretty close. Well, so pretty close for a big, bulky, weaponized suit like this. His ankles are... they're alright. He doesn't really do any up and down at all. It really seems to be more of a just stand flat on the ground kind of ankles. So it'll be interesting trying to set him up with this. The head doesn't move too much. Side to side is really all it does. A little bit down, tiny bit up. There you can see. Down a lot better than up. Shoulders, it looks like he's got these shoulder pads that are kind of impeding going up a lot. But I don't know why you would want his arms to go really high. And it looks like they do go up about that far, so you can bend his arm up a little bit. And you don't really need him to be reaching up into the sky for any reason. It looks like, I know it was in the box, kind of twisted, so he kind of wants to go that way. But it is perfectly able to stand normally, straight up and down. Looks like he's got some fun guns and things. Double jointed elbows, which really don't give him too much. Oops, there goes the other side. Really don't give him too much motion there. Can't quite touch his face. That's okay. I don't know why he would be touching his face. He's Frank Castle in a Punisher suit. And this, he's got his kill count listed here, so that's pretty sweet. Version 0, of course. He's the only version that there is. And then, as you can see, his ab. He doesn't have the 2 ab bits. He's just got the kind of ab twist crunch. And that's it. And his, as for leg movement, is really just the knee and the hip joint. It's kind of an odd-looking hip joint, if you can see it there. It's almost like a little ball peg again. But he looks really good. We don't have a comic book War Machine, so he's going to look great with the comic book setup. And if I grab War Machine from Endgame really quick and compare him, let's see. He was set up in a flying pose, so I got to get his feet back to 0. So it does seem that, oh, see there, he's got his side twisted again. He just kind of wants to go back there because that's how he was in the box. He is a lot smaller than the Endgame War Machine. The Endgame War Machine, of course, as this version I think was the ultra-large version at the end where, you know, he leans down and helps Pepper away from Tony and his arm is the size of her whole body. But then Gwyneth Paltrow is a small woman. There isn't too much. This looks a lot like an MCU Iron Man figure, which may be my what appearance critique of it. But yeah, he's pretty cool. He's, I guess you could say, less detailed than the Endgame War Machine, so that's why you may be able to differentiate MCU versus comic figures. And there's all the way around if you just want to compare how they're all set up. And Frank is obviously no longer the War Machine, as Rhodey is back alive in the comics through comic reasons. It's just the way they do things. They kill you and they bring you back a year later. I may go back and get the Invincible Iron Man. He was pretty sweet, but I'm pretty happy with this. Once I figure out how to get him holding all of these... There goes Rhodey. Holding all these... I guess that thing, it's like a poker. I think I'll just have him holding that, and then once I figure out how to get these guns up here... Yeah, we'll figure that out at some point. But he looks great. I'm happy to have a Frank Castle. That's the ad.